Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new DC live stream. My name's Matt. I'm your host today with my co-host Wasim Debussy. How are you, my friend?
I am outstanding. What a great video that was. I loved it.
Yeah, guys, we are trying to put more and more effort into these DC live streams, especially since we've seen that our viewership has increased. We hit, I think, a record number of live streamers last week with the 17 on at one time, which is amazing. So we're glad to see that you guys are enjoying the content. You're logging in each and every single week to watch us live, two Muppets talking for half an hour about crypto, like degenerate addicts of cryptocurrencies. So we are happy to have you with us. Like I've just put into the comment section, if you'd like to follow us on socials, obviously you're watching this live on either Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So no matter what socials you are on, and LinkedIn. I forgot LinkedIn. Feel free to join us on those platforms. So Wasim, mate, how was your weekend? Tell me a little bit about what's been happening.
Oh, man, the weekend was good. We had that big dump on Friday night, so I think the market and a lot of people are a bit scared at the moment. So it was good. I'd love to see what you've got to say today with your market analysis. But from my end, mate, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies is still moving as per as we expect them to. There's a lot of great news. There's a lot of adoption happening. So as long as you're in this for the long term, I believe we're doing the right thing. So it's good to see. I'd like to see what you've got to say too.
Yeah, hopefully some of you guys bought the dip. I know that we did, which is pretty good. I do think we're going to go a little bit lower. So some of you might be like, well, why did you buy some this week if you think we're going to go lower? Well, in case I'm wrong, then we've sort of picked very close to the bottom. So this is what dollar cost averaging is all about. Average your entries in and get a good and better price in the long term of the assets you're buying. So no matter what you're in, stocks, whatever, we recommend you do not want to trade. You should be dollar cost averaging into crypto each and every week, no matter what the price is. Just set yourself a goal, $50, $100, whatever, and buy your crypto or your first crypto. So we're going to get stuck into the news highlights because, look, we got so much stuff to cover, but we have so much to talk about as well, but we don't want to chew you guys your ears off. We know you guys are here for the sauce, so we don't want to let the steak sizzle anymore. Let's get straight into it. Wasim, take us away, my friend.
Thank you very much, Maddie. Let's get started. So first up, guys, we've got Bitcoin mining gets Texas Senator praised as a net benefit for the environment. So as most of you know, there's a lot of negative talk around Bitcoin mining and energy use. What a lot of people don't know is a lot of Bitcoin miners are looking for ways to use renewable or wasted energy. So this is a great initiative because it pushes the renewable energy sector and allows us to find better renewable energy that doesn't harm the environment. So Texas Senator Ted Cruz has suggested that Bitcoin mining is an added advantage to the environment, dispelling the perennial concerns about the asset's energy consumption. Cruz stated that cryptocurrency mining is a net plus for the environment, especially if miners focus on utilizing renewable energy sources. He said during an interview published by the Vice News on August 20th. Interestingly enough, Cruz suggested that Bitcoin mining leads to prosperity of families involved in activities as it breeds entrepreneurs. As we all know, we're cryptopreneurs here. So people that get into crypto are usually have entrepreneurial spirit. And what he actually said is crypto is a net plus for the environment. Being able to unlock a lot of renewables is important for the environment. Taking standard natural gases, putting into productive use is a big positive. Bitcoin is also a room full of entrepreneurs, full of people that are providing for their families, and that prosperity is in there positive for the environment as well. Now, what Texas has also done is they've incentivized Bitcoin miners so that when there is an energy crisis or high energy use during a heat wave or something else, they are paying Bitcoin miners to shut down their equipment. So they are working hard, and what actually said, he wants to make Texas as a hub for the world for cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And a lot of American states are doing that by trying to attract more and more Bitcoin miners into America. So it's great. This is great positive news for Bitcoin and for the overall ecosystem. Next, we have the current dip is a chance to build your portfolio, BitMEX executive says. So in the latest Twitter thread on the price action of the crypto markets, the former BitMEX executive began by asking his nearly 300,000 followers whether they have a short-term or long-term strategy in regard to investing in digital assets. He also went on to say if they are here for the short term, then the price action is ugly. In the opposite situation, it could mean you read the market wrong. In this case, investors have three options, according to Hayes, to cover, sit tight, or add more. He believes that only those who had whose investment thesis has changed fundamentally should leave the market. Giving an example with Ethereum and the merge, he asserted that if the long anticipated event gets cancelled for some reason, this will make him worried about this position. However, he still believes that if the merge happens as it is and Ethereum does become deflationary, it will push the price of Ethereum up. So it's interesting. It looks like it's going to be one of those events where you buy the rumor, sell the news. A lot of people saying that. So, and when a lot of people say something, usually the opposite happens. So I'm going to hold on to my Ethereum. I'm not selling it. I'm just going to hold on and see what happens. Next one we have expert crypto fund strategist predicts Bitcoin could explode over 2,200%. So he's basically talking about a 13 billion or 11 trillion dollar market cap for Bitcoin. So the chief executive officer of crypto asset manager Bitwise Investment is unveiling his massive price target for Bitcoin despite the ongoing market. So in a new Sainsbury Research interview, Bitwise executive Matt Hogan says that Bitcoin could rally to by over 2,273% from the current price of $21,062, as he predicts Bitcoin will come close to gold's market capitalization of more than $11 trillion. Because I think it's perfectly rational to believe that Bitcoin could trade to $500,000 over time. The way I picked that number is I picked that number out of a hat is if Bitcoin held as much wealth as is held in gold. It could be it would be about $500,000 Bitcoin. He says he says as he sees the Bitcoin market capitalization extends in greater heights to Bitcoin outperforming gold as store of value. So he's basically talking about, he's comparing Bitcoin to where gold was back in the 1970s when Nixon removed the gold standard or the backing of gold to the US dollar. And he's basically saying that right now, very little people own Bitcoin. And as people start to realize the value and the store of value that Bitcoin presents, more and more people are going to come in. And as more and more people come in, the market cap goes up. And if we get to the same market cap as gold, which is about $11 to $12 trillion right now, Bitcoin will surge to $500,000 Bitcoin. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know any other asset out there that has the potential to grow by as much as what Bitcoin has. It's outperformed everything in the last 10 years and will continue to do so as people realize that Bitcoin is digital gold. So as Maddie said, dollar cost average in and keep buying Bitcoin. Moving over to Bitcoin transaction cost on average falls below $1 as network difficulty increases. So the average transaction fee on the Bitcoin blockchain fell below $1 for the first time in 2 years, further strengthening its use case as a viable mainstream financial system. High transaction fees over blockchain networks work against the users, especially when making low-value transactions. An example of this was transaction fees on the Ethereum blockchain skyrocketed several times during the NFT hype, inducing stress on general users. While the Bitcoin ecosystem has also endured its fair share of high transaction fees in the past, timely upgrades, including the Lightning Network, Taproot, has guaranteed faster and cheaper transactions over time. As of Monday, the average Bitcoin transaction fee fell down to as low as 82.5 cents, a number last seen back on June 13, 2020. So what we see here is with any blockchain, as more transactions happen, that raises the gas fee or the transaction fee, if you want to call it that. And we saw this with Ethereum. Ethereum transaction fees went up to like $150, $200 a transaction, which made it difficult for the general public to be able to transact. And only the whales and those that are ultra rich that have made it, they were able to transact because they didn't care about $100, $130. But what we're seeing now, because of the bear market and other things and the upgrades of the Bitcoin network, transaction fees on the Bitcoin network are starting to go down. And we've seen them the lowest since June 13, 2020. Next one is Dow slumps 600 points Monday to wrap worst day since June as summer rally fades. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell sharply Monday as its worst day since June, as the summer rally frizzled out and fears of aggressive interest rate hikes returned to Wall Street. So the Dow Jones fell down by 643.13 points, or 1.91% to 33,063.61. The S&P dropped 2.14%. And this trading and this is the lowest trading since June 16th for the Dow Jones. So this has also happened because obviously of the broader bear market, inflation, and this is pretty much saying that they're expecting the Feds to raise interest rates up again. That's it from the news highlights. Over to you, Maddie, with the reading.
Thank you, my friend. I hope the Twitter highlights is the most popular section of our live stream. So, guys, if you didn't see my previous question, I didn't get any replies. Did you buy the dip? Yes or no? Leave us a comment below. But also, let us know, what is your favorite part of our DC live stream? Is it the news update? Is it the Twitter highlights? Is it the intro where we're shit talking? Is it the market update? Let us know, because we want to create more content which you guys like. And if you guys are unhappy with aspects of the stream that you think we could change, let us know. We'd like to get some of your feedback, because we've been doing this for a while, and we want to make sure we're delivering content that you guys want to watch and hear. All right, moving on to the Twitter highlights. We've got Peter Schiff saying CNBC has been pumping Bitcoin pretty hard all morning. That must mean crypto industry insiders, big advertisers on the network, calling in some favors. They want to sucker CNBC viewers into buying crypto and crypto-related equities so they can sell, get ready for the dump. So look, he's not wrong. There's a channel on Fox or something. It's called Squawk Box. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but basically it's a finance guy that just shills a lot of the businesses that he's probably invested in. Then obviously, because a lot of people watch this and they want to follow him, just like an influencer, for example, the price shoots up, and then we kind of see some heavy rejections or retracements thereafter, because these guys have said, hey, let's pump this stock up this week, et cetera, et cetera. So I wouldn't say insider trading, but there's definitely an influence when people are telling you how to buy stuff. So if we were doing the same thing with Bitcoin, then 100% I do agree with what Peter Schiff's saying. They want us to sort of push the price a little bit higher, they sell, and we take it low, and they take advantage of panic selling by retail investors, which is exactly who we are. Next, by Ben Armstrong, DXY could potentially top out at 120. Yikes. And if it broke that, we will be hell to pay. But I tend to think quantitative easing starts again next year, and that will start getting baked in. we aren't close to the top of worst inflation per country. In America, we're likely being number 1. So obviously it is bad news that the DXY is going up compared to other currencies. I did see that the Australian dollar dropped like 3 cents in the last week. So as Bitcoin went up, the Aussie dollar was doing well. I think it was trading about 70, 71. And as of today, it's down to like 68.5. So it is affecting all the other currencies, but basically, US hasn't topped their inflation rate yet, and there could be more pain ahead. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out at the next CPI and FOMC meeting, because obviously the last FOMC meeting, which was last week, I don't think we covered. Oh, but I think we did cover on it. We went up another 3/4 percentage point. So things are getting still quite shaky, and interest rates are increasing in the US. Next, altcoin daily. Don't just buy and hold every altcoin you like. Practice proper risk management and have a plan. Yeah, because obviously altcoins are a little bit more risky, but they're a dime a dozen in regards to picking the next coin that goes 50 to 100x. Obviously, a good example was last year was Shiba. Even everyone was telling me, and I was like, no, I'm not buying Shiba. Bought some Shiba when it first sort of came out. It dumped like 80% straight away. Then at the bottom, I'm like, this thing's doing absolutely nothing. So I sold it. And then it had that magical run up where it went crazy. And even my brother-in-law said, hey, I put $1,000 into Shiba and pulled out 10K. And I was like, God, I wish I'd, stuck with it. But that was an example where I didn't believe in the coin like Dogecoin. I didn't see any use cases. It was just like the next hype up. But if you had bought into the hype and you'd held and, you're more of a retail investor, unlike myself, then you would have outlucked me, which was, it's a dime a dozen, but it's great to hear those stories of people that did really well with those altcoins. Yes, there's bigger risk, but the rewards can be quite large. So I definitely recommend not throwing anything more than $100 to $500 into altcoins, not financial advice. But if you're willing to lose that amount of money and be like, hey, I took a risk to 100x, then it's not a bad horse to back sometimes. But yes, like I said, not financial advice. Moving on to the Coin Bureau, everyone is out there trying to get their bread, but few are looking for the key. So he's obviously referring to back when the Romans kept the citizens busy with bread, circuses, gladiator things, and so forth. If you've seen the movie Gladiator, you probably remember where they do like a 42-day festival kind of thing. It diverts people's attentions away from the real problems that are going on. So that's what they did back in Roman times, and now they're just using the same effective methods here with, giving out free money. So the quantitative easing, the stimulus checks, and this is, it's creating conflict between countries because it's also changing the GDP of certain countries and all those economic factors where you're seeing different currencies go up and down. So I guess the freedom choice is to go with Bitcoin, and then the restrictive choice, which is what this gentleman is talking about in this image, is basically they want to stick with the old financial system because they don't know that there's a new financial system, and they're being, thrown all these different things saying, hey, look, the old way that we're doing things is working well when we're getting free money. So let's stick with that system rather than trying to find a new system that is decentralized, which is Bitcoin. So people will eventually wake up. It just takes time. The same way that you guys are watching us today. I know many of you might or may not be already crypto investors, but as an example, which we're going to talk about in this next tweet, billions of people still don't own Bitcoin. When I got into Bitcoin in 2017, it was 4 years after I first heard about Bitcoin. When I told my friends about it in 2017, I made all that money. They were like, oh, it's a scam, it's a bubble, blah, blah, blah. And then they laughed in my face in 2018 and 2019. In 2021, they came back around and were like, hey, what's his Bitcoin stuff? Because it's obviously doing quite well. And that's when they invested. So I've kind of figured that once you hear about crypto Bitcoin, it probably takes you 4 years of maybe education before you dip your toe in the water, unless you feel like you're a risk taker, you just want to get in. So if you're watching this today, let us know, are you actually in the market, or are you trying to collect as much information as you can before making the decision to invest? It'd be really good to see how many of our viewers actually have cryptocurrencies, because if you're hearing about it now from us, maybe you're going to be someone that sticks to that 4-year timeline where you want to get all the factual information. You want to see a bull market, you want to see a bear market, and then you can kind of understand that that's what happens every single time with cryptocurrency. So yeah, let us know in the comment section, guys, if you are a crypto holder? Because if not, let us know why. Are you still, thinking about, is this a scam? You don't want to lose money. You know that it's a bear market, but you don't really understand how long it's gone for. You've seen Bitcoin go from 70K to 20K. Have you studied the previous bull runs? Let us know a little bit about your education and why you are or why you're not in the market. Alrighty, you're going to bring Wasim back in. We're going to go now into the adoption highlights. So Wasim, take it away. You're on mute. He's patting his cat. He's not paying attention to his mute button.
Did you mute me, Matt? Because
no, I didn't mute you. I didn't. I didn't. I was in the zone. I was in the zone.
We've got our resident visitor. She's come back and wants to be on the live stream. So everybody say hello to Siri. So look, Siri,
we're gonna start losing viewers soon because everyone's a dog person. We've already associated that in the last live stream.
Everybody,
no one likes cats. No one likes cats.
Yeah, come on.
They're gonna stop watching. They're gonna stop watching because they're all dog people, and they're like, we don't want to see a black cat.
We've got a new viewer. There you go, baby.
All right, take it away.
All righty, let's do this. Siri, get off my desk. Okay, so first up, we've got 1,000 Nigerian villages receive Bitcoin funding and clean water well installation. So various humanitarian organizations continue to leverage cryptocurrencies in a bid to offer equitable opportunities for communities by funding different projects. Notably, the use of crypto offers room for instant transactions and coordination of aid delivery. So what we're seeing, and we're seeing this quite a lot around the world, crypto does a lot of good, where a lot of people in crypto donate their money to help those in need, to help those in less fortunate situations. Because at the end of the day, crypto is about decentralization, it's about equality. And this organization here called Built with Bitcoin Foundation, whose director of philanthropy is Yusuf, necessarily confirmed that the organization has completed a project that provides clean water to over 1,000 Nigerians in a tweet posted on August 18. So this initiative was basically funded by the Bitcoin community, and the donations were accumulated of about 6,000 in Bitcoin, and they raised this money at the Bitcoin conference recently. Now, not only did they build a well for these people, they also came in and they provided them with Bitcoin education in their native language. So again, it goes back to what we're saying, the ethos of crypto is about helping each other, and it's about being there for everybody. It started off as a libertarian movement to help everyone have fair access to finances and be their own bank. So it's great to see this happening over in Nigeria. And on that, Matt's coming. We just recently had a really good meeting with someone from Zambia. This is Zambia, right?
Zambia. G'day, Luendo. If you're watching this on replay, thanks for the chat today. It's awesome to meet you. Yeah. So basically, we met with Luendo, a gentleman that's come through actually our Facebook and LinkedIn accounts to watch our DC live streams. And he's from Zambia. In Africa, and we want to obviously help him try and reach as many Zambians out there in regards to educating them about crypto, because like most countries in Africa, they are they're the biggest continent where individuals do not have any bank accounts. So they transact in phone data, obviously produce and stuff like that. And a lot of them are getting into cryptocurrencies. So we're looking, Breakout Solutions as a team is trying to reach as many people as possible. And we've got our foot in the door in Africa, which is great. And we can't wait to sort of help those people and onboard them into crypto, see the power of crypto in regards to exchanging goods and services. And hopefully in the future, we can help the millions of people in Zambia, jump into the, cryptoverse.
So shout out to Luanda, and also shout out to Hassan. I did message you because I know that you've been watching also. So we are definitely going to be working on a way in which we can bring this education to people all over the world, not just the West, and we're going to try and bring it to those developing countries. Now, I do have to show one thing here over here, Maddie. It doesn't say the user's name, but it says Assumption. Wasim, I got your back. I love cats. I have two. Okay, thank you very much. I can't see your name, but thank you, whoever you are. I'll go back after the street to check out who you are and make sure I like or love and reply back to your comment. All right, moving on. The Mercado Libre Ethereum cashback token is now available. So Mercado Libre is the Latin America answer to Amazon, and they are basically a company where people in Latin America can get on and buy things and buy goods online similar to Amazon. They've recently launched their ERC20 token, which just basically means it's a token that they have on the Ethereum blockchain. Is going to be launched to be worth at around 10 cents. And basically what happens with this is when people buy on their website, they start earning these tokens, and then they can then use these tokens to buy things on there. So it's another great example of how crypto and cryptocurrencies can help businesses grow, bring in loyalty programs, and have multiple use cases. Next up, we have Japan City Mayor visits to discuss the adoption of crypto. So Ripple's Vice President of Corporate Strategy and Operations, Emi Yoshikawa, I think I said that name correctly, has shared the recent visit of Japanese Fukuoka City Mayor, I can't even say his name, so I'm not even going to try to the Ripple headquarters. So Ripple's top executive shared the picture. Can you say that? Are you laughing at me? Go on, come back.
I have absolutely, I was going to absolutely give you a pat on the back if you got that. So, Soichiro Takashima.
Okay, Chiro Takashima.
But hey, I would have stuffed it up as well, on the fly, like you did. So you did very well.
I did read it before, but I couldn't pronounce it. Anyway, so this story is about how far Ripple is going in Asia. They're really making a lot of headways, regardless of the challenges they're having with the SEC over in the United States. They're making a lot of deals in Asia. They've done a deal with what's it called? Something Remit, BIT Remit. Where people can send money from Japan back to the Philippines, also to Thailand. So helping these instant transactions for people to send money back to their own families across the world without having to go through the laborious and tedious and time-consuming exercise and expensive exercise of going through a bank. I don't know about you. If you try to send money from one country to another using the SWIFT system, you'd be hit with so many fees. With Ripple and what they're doing, they're allowing it to be almost instantaneous with very, very minimal fees. So well done, Ripple, on what you're doing. And we are always, we've always said that XRP is going to be a great token. Moving on to Ukraine's tech stores can now accept crypto payments thanks to WhitePay. So WhitePay is part of a greater ecosystem in the crypto exchange called Whitebit that operates out of Ukraine. Sorry, not out of Ukraine. It operates out of Estonia. And what they've done now, you're asking the question there, Matt. Okay, what they've done now is they've partnered up with a lot of the tech stores over in Ukraine to allow people to use over 130 different cryptocurrencies to pay for goods in their stores. As we know, Ukraine has been one of the leading countries now with crypto adoption since the war with Russia. They've accepted a lot of donations from around the world to help with the defenses and humanitarian aid and whatnot. So this is just another great story of how crypto can be outside the system and help people, live their truth regardless of what the norm is. So well done there. And last but not least, we have Anthony Hopkins is introducing an NFT line to honor his career. So Anthony Hopkins is if you guys don't know who he is, he's a very famous actor, and he's releasing an NFT movie and also launches NFT collection as an artist. So Orange Comet is an art and entertainment company focusing on NFT mining and promotion, and they've done a partnership with Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, to bring on some of his art from his career as an actor and whatnot into NFT. Anthony Hopkins actually said that NFT is like a blank canvas to create art in a new format. And they're going to be launching about 1,000 new NFTs, and also people have the opportunities to meet him at the launch and auction some of the NFTs and auction some of his books. And he said, I'm probably the oldest guy in the NFT community and on social media, which proves all is possible at any age. So well done, Anthony Hopkins, and great news for the NFT ecosystem.
Awesome. Thank you, Wasim. Alrighty, guys, we're going to jump into the market analysis. we're going to see what our good friend Bitcoin is doing. Sorry for all the lines on the chart, but if you want to know what real TA looks like, it's basically lots of lines where you have support and resistance, and you hope that Bitcoin follows the rules of support and resistance so you can easily long and short. But basically, you can see right now, we are at the point of control of this entire sideways range. So if I grab a fixed range profile, you'll see this red line that we discussed last week basically has been supporting the Bitcoin price. If we break from here and we start closing 4-hour candles below 20,800, you will see Bitcoin cascade down to 19,600. We're likely going to have another stop right here, or if we don't, we're going to slice straight through it. So if you see the Bitcoin price stabilizing here, that's completely normal. But if we slice through, we're going to revisit the low of 17.6. So it's going to be a quick movement if we break 19,600 very fast. Now, if we are able to stabilize here and maintain this price range, then I see us moving back up to at least to the value area high of the range, which is at 23,350. Let's see if that lines up with anything like a golden pocket. Perfect. Alrighty, so we have a golden pocket just above it, which would make sense, breaking back above the value high, getting people to FOMO long, thinking we're going back up, and then obviously us getting rejected just a little bit higher at 23,500 to 23,700. So guys, you know the two key areas I'm looking at. I'm looking to short from up here. I'm looking to long from 19.6 with some strength, and that all depends on volume. You can't make a decision based on just price coming down. You need to factor other things like how much volume was actually transferred or transacted on exchanges in order for the price to come back down here. If it wasn't a lot of volume, then obviously it's an easy way too long. But if we see a lot of volume coming in, you definitely want to have a very tight stop loss if you are trading. Alrighty, let's quickly have a look at the DXY. We mentioned it in the Twitter highlights. Ben Armstrong talked about it. We can see that it's about to break new local highs, not highs in general, because I believe that the all-time high for the DXY is it's up here. So at $1.64, 164. So right now, it looks like we're pushing quite fast up to the previous local high, which is 120. So expect if the DXY continues pushing up, Bitcoin is going to continue pushing down. They have a positive correlation, meaning that when one goes up, the other one goes down. And that's always been constant throughout its history. So that is something to look at. And lastly, I know I covered it last week in the update, but we did get the hash ribbons indicator crossover. So I do need to change it to, there we go. Oh, let's go to the daily. So we had a buy signal, but it looks like it could have been a fake out, which is crazy. Unless these two averages cross back over, it will create another capitulation / sell signal. So this is really interesting. This is one of only a couple of signals that are going against what should be happening. So when we see a buy signal, it should be the time to obviously buy, and we see higher prices. But this could be a bit of a fake out. I did talk about this last week, it possibly taking a couple of days for these moving averages, a week or two for these moving averages to cross over, and it was a lot more rapidly than I expected. So could this be just a fake signal? Are we going to cross back over, which then makes it a capitulation event, and the selling continues to lower lows? So guys, that is the market update. I will bring Wasim back in. We're going to leave you guys. Oh, I forgot to change the header to market analysis. That's all right. We're going to leave you guys with a couple of updates. What do you got for us, Wasim?
Good question. You got me off guard there. I was checking out the comments. What updates do we have? Guys, one of the biggest updates is we've got a really interesting special guest coming on Thursday night, which is looking at giving you guys the opportunity to buy real estate using crypto and being able to buy fractional real estate. So fractional real estate is being able to buy part of a real estate if you can't buy the whole thing. So do we have the link for that at the moment?
We don't have it on stream. We could try and find it. But whilst you're trying to find it, Wasim, let me tell everyone about the bear market bottom indicator. Obviously, I'm a I've been saying this for a while. I don't think we've seen the lows for Bitcoin. I do think we're going to go lower. That is my personal opinion. I could be completely wrong. But we have the bear market bottom indicator. So the URL is breakout.now.co/crypto-buy-signal. Register your email. We will email our entire list, letting them know when we're entering the market heavily, where we believe we have bottomed and we've achieved the lowest price point we can possibly get on all assets. You can be on our list. We will email you. It'll be a very clear subject line, urgent, we're buying now. So you know exactly when we're entering the market. And if you're a first-time buyer, it's going to be no better time than trying to time the bottom, so you can see maximum gains into the next bull run. But without further ado, Wasim, do you have the link for the Thursday workshop with Be For Real?
I do, and I thought I just put up. Where is it?
There it is.
There it is, guys. So breakoutnow.co/be4real. Register your interest. It's going to be a really, really fascinating workshop where we're looking at how we're going to bridge between crypto and real estate and how we can get involved now to be able to secure some tokens. They're going to grow over time and then be able to use that to either deposit on property or buy fractional real estate to be able to grow our portfolio. So you have a lot of use cases. We work with a lot of these companies that are doing a lot of great work, and we bring these opportunities to our community. So make sure you register for that, guys, and we'd love to see you there on Thursday night.
That's it from us, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night one more time. And we'll see you guys Friday. Bye.
Bye-bye.